Singer Maxwell serves as a mysterious R&B musician. And one intriguing thing about him are the breaks he takes. But at some point, this breaks became a burden to his fans. Join us as we explore what really happened to him, especially in those times.
And folks was just busting on me on the regular, but it's cool though.
Did you have like a prom date? You was that?
Nah, man, I was on my knee.
Taking a break from the spotlight and heartbreaking moments. In the early 2000s, Maxwell, the acclaimed R&B artist, known for his smooth vocals and soulful melodies, announced a break from the music industry. At the time, he framed this decision as a temporary pause, suggesting that he would soon return to the spotlight with new material. However, what initially seemed like a brief interlude ultimately extended into several years of relative silence from the artist. During this extended break, Maxwell took the opportunity to step back from the pressures and demands of fame. In an interview with Reuters, he revealed that he was not idle during this time. Rather, he was actively engaged in the process of composing new music. He embraced a more conventional lifestyle, which allowed him to experience life outside the confines of the music industry. This period of withdrawal from the limelight proved to be transformative for him. By immersing himself in everyday experiences, Maxwell was able to gather a wealth of authentic life experiences that would later inform his artistry. The time spent away from the public eye allowed him to reflect on his personal journey, relationships, and the world around him. This introspection became a rich source of inspiration for his creative output, ultimately enhancing the depth and emotional resonance of his music. When he eventually returned to the scene, it was clear that the break had not only rejuvenated his spirit, but had also enriched his artistic endeavors, leading to a new chapter in his career that resonated deeply with both old and new fans alike. He faced heartbreak, and in 2022, he poured his soul into the lyrics of a song that would evolve into a musical masterpiece. Although he was not yet prepared to share the intimate details of his failed relationship with the public. Maxwell revealed to Vanity Fair that he had listened to a particular song repeatedly for years, likening the experience to parenthood. He explained that, similar to how parents may take photographs of their children without sharing them publicly, he wished to cherish the song privately before revealing it to the world. Nearly 8 years following the release of his third album, Maxwell felt prepared to unveil his most treasured song. In April 2009, Pretty Wings was released, achieving 4 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot R&B Hip-Hop chart. He described the track to Reuters as a bittersweet love song that encapsulated the experience of meeting the right person at an inopportune moment. The song resonated deeply with his audience, who eagerly anticipated the release of his album, Black Summer's Night, which debuted in July 2009 and sold 316,000 copies in its first week. Maxwell received a Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Pretty Wings, as well as for Best R&B Album.
But we had a radio, and the radio was the window to my dreams. And to be able to stand here before all of you.
Although it seemed he was back in the spotlight, he expressed to Reuters his desire to lead a life defined by normalcy, aspiring to have a home, a family, and a lasting marriage. He assured his fans that Black Summer's Night would be the first in a trilogy of albums, having already composed and recorded much of the music for the second installment. His fans were relieved, anticipating more of his heartfelt melodies and authentic love narratives. However, life intervened, leading to prolonged anticipation. 4 years after the release of Black Summer's Night, Maxwell marked his 40th birthday, during which he experienced significant personal upheaval. He confided to Pitchfork that he was overwhelmed with anxiety as he observed his friends settling down and starting families, including his longtime collaborator, who had welcomed a child, leaving Maxwell feeling like a mere afterthought in their lives. He took a considerable amount of time to reconcile with the trajectory his life had taken. At one juncture, he envisioned a future that included a spouse and children. However, he began to question the societal expectation of marriage at a particular age, especially when the prospect of divorce loomed. He realized that his upbringing had a detrimental effect on his romantic endeavors, making it challenging for him to find a partner who was comfortable with taking a secondary role in his life, as music remained his foremost passion. During the period leading up to his 40th birthday, he shared with the New York Times that he occupied his time with various activities, including binge-watching Netflix, listening to music, traveling, and enjoying moments at the beach. He also embarked on a romantic relationship, describing the experience of intimacy as remarkable, particularly when it was interspersed throughout his life. He continued to create memories and draw inspiration from his seemingly mundane existence. In an interview with Essence, he acknowledged that while he had ample material prepared for a follow-up to Black Summer's Night, he felt he had not yet experienced enough to evoke the necessary emotions for the album. He expressed the need to endure heartbreak, relish happiness, and navigate various life situations to produce music that would resonate deeply with listeners. Maxwell also cited the biography of Marvin Gaye, Divided Soul, highlighting a particular line that resonated with him. "You can rush to fail, or you can take your time to succeed." Following the passing of his grandmother and cousin, Maxwell navigated his grief and prepared to deliver what his fans desired. Although he was uncertain about how the music industry would respond after another extended absence, he conveyed to Essence that his withdrawal was not driven by any ill intent. Rather, it stemmed from his perfectionist nature, and he believed that stepping away from the limelight was essential for preserving both his music and his well-being. 7 years after the release of Black Summer's Night, he unveiled the second part of the trilogy in 2016, which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200. This album featured the track Lake by the Ocean, which earned the Grammy Award for Best R&B Song at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards. In a recent discussion with the Chicago Tribune, he expressed a strong desire to complete the third installment of his trilogy by the year 2017. However, he was careful to avoid making any definitive promises, understanding the unpredictable nature of the creative process. During the conversation, he emphasized the significance of life experiences over the act of making music, asserting that the essence of his artistic expression is deeply rooted in the realities and complexities of life itself. Maxwell took a moment to reflect on his creative methodology, revealing that his own self-doubts often drive him to examine his work with a critical eye.
Caribbean child who was born in Brooklyn, to be able to be included in...
This introspection is not merely a personal struggle. It serves a greater purpose in his artistic journey. He is determined to create music that stands apart from the prevailing trends dominating the radio waves, striving instead for authenticity and originality. By doing so, he hopes to craft a sound that resonates with his true self, rather than conforming to the expectations of the industry or the fleeting fads of popular culture. This commitment to his artistic integrity underscores his belief that genuine creativity must be nurtured by the richness of lived experiences, rather than being dictated by external influences. In moments of uncertainty, he often contemplates whether Marvin Gaye would make similar choices. Additionally, Maxwell is known for his consistency, having remained with the same record label throughout his career, and this serves as one of the secrets to the uniqueness of his songs, although they stay long before being released. Let's explore how he was able to achieve this. The secrets behind Maxwell's songs and the obstacles. He has been known to collaborate with his longtime friend and guitarist, Hayden David, rather than seeking out new producers to explore different sounds, a decision that has occasionally caused tension within the industry. Maxwell expressed to the New York Times that many neo-soul artists prefer collaborating with Black producers and managers. Consequently, his partnerships with David and John D. Hammond, both of whom are white, have garnered attention. However, Maxwell remains committed to the successful formula that Dave has developed over the years. In October 2018, he released the single Shame, which he described as a precursor to his forthcoming album, Night, the concluding part of his album trilogy. He continues to captivate audiences, as evidenced by his September 2019 performance at Chastain Park in Atlanta, where he implemented a no cell phone policy to ensure a distraction-free experience for concertgoers. Despite his success, he struggles to find a romantic partner, admitting to the New York Times that his emotional state complicates matters. He stated that music is so consuming for him that it surpasses any romantic relationship, often serving as his primary motivation. He experiences his most profound creativity when he feels as though he is merely observing the song's creation rather than actively crafting it. In an interview with the Chicago Tribune, he articulated that when he writes a truly exceptional song, he feels as though he is not the true author. Rather, he likens the process to chiseling away at stone until someone points out that the work is complete. While we have seen this part of Maxwell, it is important to unveil the side of him, which the world never knew existed. Some secret moments in Maxwell's life. At the 2010 Grammy Awards, Maxwell's achievements were recognized with 6 nominations, resulting in 2 significant wins: Best R&B Album for Black Summer's Night and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Pretty Wings. In his acceptance speech, he expressed profound gratitude, acknowledging the creative journey and the support from fellow artists and fans. He emphasized the importance of collaboration and the joy of achieving milestones he once deemed unattainable. Additionally, Pretty Wings was nominated for Song of the Year. Further marking Maxwell's presence in the music industry, his triumphant return marked a significant moment in his career, showcasing the dedication and passion behind his work.
Changed lives and have made us feel that we are important, that we are diverse, and that we are credible.
Maxwell's 2012 tour was anticipated to be a remarkable event, as the R&B icon announced a 7-day, 2-night engagement in 3 prominent cities: Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, and New Jersey. Fans eagerly awaited the opportunity to experience Maxwell's soulful performances, with the itinerary promising a selection of tracks from his first 2 albums on the first night, followed by songs from his second and third albums on the second night. Additionally, the tour was set to support the Obama-Biden 2012 re-election campaign. However, in an unexpected turn of events, the tour was ultimately canceled due to Maxwell suffering from vocal hemorrhaging, a frustrating and unfortunate setback. Fans expressed their disappointment and shock, sending messages of love and wishes for a swift recovery. Unfortunately, the tour did not materialize. Fast forward to May 2014, when Maxwell revealed in an interview with Rolling Stone that he had been secretly working on his 5th studio album for 3 years, recording in Miami. He described the upcoming project, Black Summer's Night, as the 3rd installment of a trilogy that took him 13 years to complete. On April 7, 2016, Maxwell released his first solo single in 6 years, titled Lake by the Ocean, bringing joy to his fans once again with this latest offering. Maxwell unveiled his much-anticipated 5th studio album, Black Summer's Night, on May 5, 2016. His performance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert marked his return to television after a 7-year break, where he showcased the lead single, Lake by the Ocean. The album was officially released on July 1, 2016, debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart, and received widespread acclaim from critics, further cementing Maxwell's reputation as an R&B icon. His artistic journey has been characterized by both triumphs and challenges, yet his music continues to resonate across generations. On February 8, 2017, Maxwell ignited significant controversy when he expressed his views on Black History Month via Twitter. His post suggested that inclusivity in the celebration of Black History Month benefits everyone, as not all individuals who identify as Black conform to traditional racial appearances. This tweet, accompanied by an image of jazz legend Lena Horne, provoked a heated online discussion. The situation escalated when he responded sharply to a Twitter user who questioned his album sales, stating, "Check the numbers." This remark led to considerable backlash, prompting Maxwell to return to Twitter to clarify his intentions, emphasizing that his comments were meant to reflect the diversity within the Black community. Fortunately, his explanation was largely met with understanding, given his established reputation as a peaceful and scandal-free artist. Nevertheless, some fans continued to challenge his perspective, leading to a degree of ostracism, yet Maxwell remained resilient in the face of criticism. In October 2018, Maxwell released his single Shame, which served as a preview for his forthcoming album, Night, the concluding chapter of his 2002 album trilogy. In reflecting on his artistic journey, he expressed a deep yearning to rediscover the raw and unfiltered creativity that had defined his youth. This period of his life was marked by a sense of exploration and innovation despite the constraints of limited resources. It was a time when he was driven by passion and imagination rather than the polished expectations of the professional world. He reminisced about the freedom he felt as a young artist, when every idea was a new adventure and every creation was a proof of his unbridled enthusiasm. By April 2019, Maxwell took significant steps to channel this nostalgia into his work, announcing plans for a series of performances that were set to take place in the middle of that year. These performances were not merely concerts. They were a manifestation of his desire to bridge the gap between his past and present, to infuse his current artistry with the spirit of his formative years. He envisioned a platform where he could explore the depths of his creativity, inviting audiences to join him on this journey of rediscovery. Indeed, Maxwell made a profound impact on the artistic landscape with his ambitious 4-night concert series at the prestigious Kennedy Center, which took place in September 2019. This event was not just a showcase of his musical talents, it was a celebration of collaboration, as he was accompanied by the National Symphony Orchestra. The performances were a culmination of his artistic evolution, blending orchestral arrangements with his unique style and resonating deeply with audiences. Each night was a proof of his growth as an artist, while simultaneously paying homage to the uninhibited creativity of his youth. Through this series, Maxwell not only left an indelible mark on the cultural scene, but also reaffirmed the importance of staying connected to one's roots in the ever-evolving journey of artistic expression. Most recently, in September 2023, he concluded the Hollywood Bowl summer season with another 3-night performance, demonstrating that his musical prowess remains undiminished. Maxwell is thriving, boasting a net worth of $25 million, a proof of his dedication and hard work. In addition to his music career, he has established a significant real estate portfolio, owning luxurious properties in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York City, along with an impressive car collection. Notably, his wealth is not solely derived from his musical endeavors. He has also made strategic investments in real estate and various ventures, ensuring his financial security. Regarding his personal life, Maxwell maintains a level of discretion. He has been romantically linked to several notable figures, including Ananda Lewis and Elizabeth Rome, and is currently rumored to be involved with Julissa Bermudez, although she has reportedly stated that they are merely friends. When questioned about his relationship status, he confirmed that he is dating someone, though he refrained from disclosing further details. With a substantial social media presence, including 1 million followers on Instagram and 1.3 million on Twitter, Maxwell continues to engage with his audience. At 50, he is navigating life with a sense of ease, and his contributions to music will undoubtedly remain iconic. supporters continued to champion Maxwell, the understated legend. Now let's get to the root of how he grew into this music star. The rise of a legend, Gerald Maxwell Rivera, known professionally as Maxwell, was born on May 23rd in the vibrant borough of Brooklyn, New York. His heritage is a rich tapestry woven from his mother's Haitian roots and his father's Puerto Rican background, reflecting the diverse cultural landscape of the city. In a candid interview with Pitchfork, Maxwell opened up about the circumstances surrounding his birth, revealing that his mother was just 16 years old when he entered the world, while his father was significantly older, which added layers of complexity to their relationship. The cultural and religious backgrounds of both families were steeped in tradition, and this often led to disapproval of their intercultural union. The clash of values and expectations created a challenging environment for the young couple, who were navigating the complexities of their relationship amidst familial pressures. Tragically, when Maxwell was only 3 years old, his father's life was cut short in a plane crash, leaving a profound impact on both him and his mother. This loss not only deprived Maxwell of the chance to know his father, but also thrust his mother into the role of a single parent at a young age. As the only child, Maxwell became the sole focus of his mother's attention and affection. In the wake of her husband's untimely death, she adopted an extremely protective stance, which shaped Maxwell's upbringing. She allowed him to leave their modest apartment only for essential activities, such as school or necessary errands, fostering a sense of closeness, but also a feeling of isolation. This environment, while nurturing, also instilled in him a deep sense of introspection and creativity, which would later manifest in his music. The combination of his cultural heritage, early loss, and his mother's protective nature played a significant role in shaping Maxwell's identity as an artist and individual, influencing the themes of love, loss, and longing that would permeate his work. Only in his mind, Maxwell envisioned himself playing basketball and baseball with other children. To occupy his time indoors, he constructed an imaginative world filled with a television and an extensive library of books. Although he was a reserved and introverted child, music provided him with the self-assurance necessary to emerge from his shell. At the age of 17, a friend introduced him to a modest Casio keyboard. Upon sitting down to play, he lost track of time, realizing 8 hours had elapsed while he remained at the keyboard, still dressed in his school jacket and carrying his backpack. At that significant moment, he discerned the trajectory of his future, a realization that would shape not only his career, but also his very identity. He conveyed to the Los Angeles Times that music provided him with a vital link to humanity, remarking, "When I was younger, I didn't really feel human." This profound statement reflected his struggles with connection and belonging during his formative years, a time when he often felt isolated and misunderstood. Music became his refuge, a means of expression that allowed him to articulate emotions and experiences that words alone could not capture. Throughout his developmental years, he approximates that he created close to 300 compositions, each one a testament to his evolving artistry and emotional landscape. He meticulously documented his works on cassette tapes, a medium that not only preserved his creations, but also served as a bridge to share his inner world with others. He eagerly shared these tapes with his peers, hoping to connect with them through the melodies and lyrics that poured from his heart. This act of sharing was not just about showcasing his talent, it was a desperate attempt to forge connections and find his place within a community. His first public performance occurred at a restaurant called Nell's, a modest venue that would become a significant milestone in his journey. By this point, he had already garnered recognition in the New York music community, where his unique sound and heartfelt lyrics began to resonate with audiences. The atmosphere at Nell's was electric, filled with the anticipation of friends, family, and curious patrons who had come to witness the emergence of a new talent. As he took the stage, he felt a rush of adrenaline mixed with vulnerability, knowing that this moment was not just a performance, but a declaration of his identity as an artist. In the years that followed, he would continue to refine his craft, drawing inspiration from his experiences and the connections he forged through music. Each composition became a chapter in his life story, a reflection of his growth and the relationships that shaped him. The journey from that pivotal moment to becoming a recognized figure in the music industry was marked by challenges and triumphs. But through it all, music remained his steadfast companion, guiding him toward a future filled with possibility and purpose. In the context of the increasing enthusiasm regarding his artistic abilities, Vibe magazine designated him as the successor to Prince prior to his signing with Columbia Records in 1994. This recognition not only highlighted the burgeoning talent of Maxwell, but also placed him in a lineage of iconic artists who had shaped the landscape of contemporary R&B. The comparison to Prince, a musical innovator known for his broad style and profound influence, set high expectations for Maxwell's future endeavors. Maxwell's inaugural album, Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite, debuted in 1996 and was a significant milestone in his career. The album was a tribute to the deep, soulful vocal traditions established by legendary musicians like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, both of whom had left an indelible mark on the genre. With its lush instrumentation, smooth melodies, and heartfelt lyrics, Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite captured the essence of classic soul while infusing it with a contemporary flair that resonated with a new generation of listeners. The album's sound was characterized by its rich harmonies and intricate arrangements, showcasing Maxwell's impressive vocal range and emotional depth. This work was crafted with the collaboration of a tight circle of songwriters and producers, including his acquaintance, Hod David. Their partnership was rooted in a shared passion for music, which began when they both worked as busboys at a restaurant in New York. This humble beginning not only forged a strong friendship, but also laid the groundwork for their creative collaboration. Together, they explored themes of love, longing, and intimacy, weaving personal narratives into the fabric of the album. The synergy between Maxwell and David, along with contributions from other talented musicians, resulted in a cohesive body of work that was both innovative and deeply respectful of the musical traditions that preceded it. Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite was met with critical acclaim and commercial success, establishing Maxwell as a formidable force in the music industry. The album's blend of classic, soul influences with modern sensibilities resonated with audiences, earning him a dedicated fan base and paving the way for his future projects. As he continued to evolve as an artist, Maxwell's commitment to authenticity and artistry remained at the forefront of his work, solidifying his place in the pantheon of great R&B musicians. The album narrates the story of Maxwell's unsuccessful romantic endeavors and a fictional marriage proposal. This sounds quite interesting, so we'll still explore more about personal life and how it affected his career. Back to our discussion. Despite receiving critical acclaim, the album experienced a slow start, selling only 63,000 copies in its first 3 months. However, Maxwell remained undeterred, expressing to the LA Times that prior to composing the album's first track, he reassured himself that if the record did not succeed, it was acceptable because it represented his personal narrative, which would always resonate with him. Eventually, the album achieved a level of success that many artists aspire to, propelled in part by the single Ascension Don't Ever Wonder and other hits, such as Something Something and Whenever, Wherever, Whatever. This success earned him his first Grammy nomination for Best R&B Album, and the album was ultimately certified double platinum. Years later, he recorded an MTV Unplugged session, released in 1997 as a 7-song EP, further captivating audiences. In spite of his recognition as a talented songwriter, performer, and artist, Maxwell maintained a mysterious presence that intrigued fans and critics alike. Upon the release of his debut album, he made a deliberate choice to keep his true identity shrouded in mystery. This decision only fueled the curiosity of music enthusiasts who noted that the name MUSC2 was credited with the writing and co-production of the album, further adding to the intrigue surrounding his persona. When approached by the Los Angeles Times for an interview, Maxwell was asked about the mysterious nature of his public image. In response, he simply smiled and gestured upward, a gesture that seemed to encapsulate the allure of his mystique. This subtle yet powerful response left many to ponder the deeper meanings behind his artistry and the persona he had crafted. Maxwell's choice to remain somewhat elusive allowed him to cultivate an air of intrigue that set him apart from his contemporaries. While many artists sought to share their personal stories and experiences with their audiences, Maxwell's approach was refreshingly different. He seemed to invite listeners to engage with his music on a more abstract level, encouraging them to interpret his work through their own lenses, rather than through the lens of his personal narrative. This mysterious quality not only contributed to his artistic identity, but also created a sense of anticipation around his releases. Fans were drawn to the mystery, eager to uncover the layers of meaning within his songs and the persona he presented. As a result, Maxwell became a symbol of artistic depth and complexity, a figure who transcended the conventional boundaries of the music industry. His ability to maintain this mystique while still achieving commercial success is a proof of his unique talent and vision as an artist. Despite incorporating fragments of his real-life experiences into his lyrics, the essence of who he truly was remained largely unknown, a state he preferred to maintain. Following the release of his debut album, he embarked on a journey to Africa. It is necessary to note that this journey to Africa really affected his creativity in an unbelievable way. Keep watching to know the moment his music took a significant turn. The effect of the visit. He chose to keep the specific country he visited a secret, yet he couldn't help but share how deeply the music, rhythms, and vibrant sounds of horns he encountered during his travels resonated with him. The experience was transformative, igniting a creative spark that led him to conceptualize his second album. This journey was not just a fleeting adventure, it was a pivotal moment that inspired him to return to the United States with a renewed sense of purpose and direction, eager to begin the production of his new work. In 1998, he unveiled Embrya, an album that quickly garnered critical acclaim and commercial success, achieving platinum status. This marked a significant milestone in his career, showcasing his growth as an artist and his ability to connect with audiences on a deeper level. Following the success of Embrya, he continued to build on his artistic momentum with the release of Now in 2001. This album featured standout tracks such as This Woman's Work, a significant tribute that resonated with listeners, Get to Know You, which showcased his smooth vocal delivery, and Lifetime, a song that captured the essence of love and commitment. Together, these tracks not only highlighted his musical versatility, but also marked Now as his third consecutive album to achieve platinum sales, further establishing him as a formidable force in the music industry. His journey, both personal and artistic, was marked by a series of successes that reflected his dedication to his craft and his ability to draw inspiration from the world around him. Between the years 2001 and 2002, he embarked on an extensive tour to promote his album Now, which had garnered significant acclaim and achieved remarkable commercial success. The tour was a whirlwind of performances, media appearances, and fan interactions, all of which contributed to his rising star status. However, amidst the accolades and the adoration from fans, he conveyed to CNN a profound sense of exhaustion regarding his public image. In a candid interview, he articulated his weariness with the relentless attention that accompanied his fame. The constant scrutiny and the pressure to maintain a certain persona took a toll on him. He expressed a deep reluctance to view any further photographs of himself, feeling overwhelmed by the way he was perceived by the public. This aversion extended to his own music. He found himself refraining from listening to his tracks, as they served as reminders of the very pressures he was trying to escape. He characterized this phase of his life as a necessary respite from the intense pressures of fame, likening it to a need for a coffee to rejuvenate his sense of self. This metaphor illustrated his desire for a break, a moment to recharge and reconnect with who he was beyond the spotlight. Initially, this sentiment appeared to signal a recurring pattern of fluctuating engagement with the public eye, as he oscillated between periods of intense activity and moments of retreat. However, as time progressed, it became increasingly evident to his fans that this was not merely a temporary phase or a publicity stunt. Instead, it was a genuine struggle that reflected the complexities of navigating fame in the modern world. His candidness about his feelings resonated with many as it highlighted the often unseen challenges faced by public figures. Fans began to understand that behind the glitz and glamour lay a person grappling with the weight of expectations and the desire for authenticity in a world that often demanded the opposite. This realization fostered a deeper connection between him and his audience as they recognized the humanity in his experience and the importance of mental health in the face of overwhelming fame. So what do you think about the way Maxwell takes a break before producing a song? Do you think that there might be more to it? Let us know in the comments section. If you want more interesting information about your favorite R&B stars, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the next video shown on your screen. See you there.